श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अज्ञानाञ्जाह्नवीतीर्थं विद्यातीर्थं विवेकिनां सर्वेषां सुखदं तीर्थं भारतीतीर्थमाश्रये विद्याविनयसम्पन्नं वीतरागं विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञं विधुशेखरभारतीम्. Dear friends, welcome to another session of discussing our year text, which is PRABODHA SUDHAKARA, authored by Bhagavad-Pada. So we have been discussing Vishayaninda Prakarana, the chapter on pointing out the defects with respect to the various Vishayas, that is the sensory objects. So wherever the mind gets attracted to, whatever objects pervade our minds, those are the things which are being considered here. Those objects, those people, those objects, that stuff in the physical world which pervade our minds. Whenever we take a moment of rest, whenever we try to focus our minds, we try to, let us say, we try to do japa for some time. And when we start to do the japa, various thoughts comes and disturbs us. These thoughts are of various types, but primarily they concern with various things and people which are in the physical world. These objects of the physical world, these things in the physical world, these people in the physical world, which pervade our minds, which disturb our minds, which come into our minds of their own accord without our intention, these are the Vishayas. So pointing out the defects in them, that is pointing out the defects in our attachment towards them, is very much essential for gaining the Vairagya, which is the important qualification for entering the Vedanta Vichara towards moksha. So with this object in mind, Bhagavad-Pada has provided us various verses which discuss the various pitfalls, the various defects, the various sufferings which result in these because of our attachment towards these Vishayas. So that is what we have been seeing, Vishayaninda Prakarana. So in the beginning of this Prakarana, Bhagavad-Pada had picked up the important relationships, certain relationships which are very important, essential for the human being. That is the considered essential by the human being. That is, the first one which was considered was the relationship with the spouse. The second relationship which was considered was the relationship to the putras, that is the children. So both of these relationships were discussed. The negative aspects, the issues arising out of these relationships were discussed elaborately by Bhagavad-Pada, and he presented to us various arguments which remove our attachment towards these relationships, which remove our dependency on these relationships. So following that sequence, now we are entering another discussion, another collection of verses which discuss other relationships as well as our attachment towards various comforts and wealth in the world. So let us continue. This is the last verse we have seen. This is verse number 43. Pitru matru bandhu bhagini pitrubhya jamatru mukhyanam margasthana yutihi aneka yoni brahma kshanika. So the idea presented by Bhagavad-Pada, just to recap a little bit from our previous meeting, the idea presented overall towards our relationships is that these relationships are extremely temporal relationships in the Jiva's journey, in our journey as the Jiva across various lifetimes. These are extremely short-lived relationships. They are confined to the span of only one particular Janma. You take a certain body. In this body, certain relationships are there to this body, and then the moment you leave this body, which is a short period of time in the entire duration that the Jiva is going through infinite lifetimes. So you have to imagine that the journey of the Jiva In that journey of the jiva, this is very a fractional unit of time. Right? One janma is only a fractional unit of time. So one should not give too much undue importance. One should maintain a certain sense of detachment towards these relationships. That is the intention of pointing out this truth via this verse by Bhagavad. So, recollecting this verse, let us continue. So, the next few verses are going to be about the various, the bandhus and mitras. That is the other connections, other relations that one may have apart from the immediate relationships of the one's family, like spouse and children. Beyond that, other relationships, as well as the relationships of our, with respect to our friends and friends and well-wishers and so on. So these relationships are going to be discussed in the next few collection of verses. So let us read verse number 44. Daivam yavat vipulam yavat prachurah paropakarascha tavat sarve suhrudo yatyayatah shatravas sarve. So here the very fickle-minded nature of those who a general statement is being made here about those who claim to be one's well-wishers or benefactors of oneself, who are suhrudaha, that is, who are our, who may be like-minded, similar-minded like us, who appear to be having a good meaning, good faith towards us, who appear to have good relationships with us. Beyond the immediate relationships which are already considered before, there may be a group of people who behave towards us in a nice way at present, right, or in the past, who may have behaved towards us in a nice way in the past, right? Those who want, towards whom one feels that these people are my people. Whenever I have a problem, they will always help me, and they will always remain my well-wishers. And I can always depend on them in times of difficulty. One may have such feelings towards a large group of people or a small group of people, let us say. And what Bhagavad Padal is telling us is that this feeling that one may have may be a misplaced feeling, that one may have, one may take them for granted. One may consider that their feeling towards us will always exist as it is, will always remain as it is, no matter what our situation is. That thinking that we have, and we may take them for granted. So what Acharya is saying, what Bhagavad Padal is saying is that we cannot take this scenario for granted, that they will always be coming to our help, or they will always have good faith towards us, or so on. So what is being told here is Daivam yavat vipulam yavat prachuraha paropakarascha. So Daivam yavat vipulam means what? Whenever or until that point. Yavad means what? Until that point. Till that point of time when Daivam vipulam, that is, as long as luck is favoring us, that means as long as fortune favors us, as long as we are fortunate enough to have our health and wealth and ability to talk and converse and provide to others, as long as that time, then yavat paropakaraha prachuraha, as long as we are able to help others, we are paropakara is possible from our end to others, right? We are able to provide help to others when we are able to provide assistance towards others, when we are able to talk nicely to others, and we are in a situation where health and wealth and power, all these things are favoring us, they belong to us, we are healthy, we are wealthy, we are powerful enough to help others. Until that time, tavat sarve suhradaha, until that time, people will remain with us with a good faith towards us and a good attitude towards us. They will remain as though they are our well-wishers. They will tell us advice. They will talk to us in a nice way, and they will behave as though they will be with us forever. Tavat sarve suhradaha vyatyayataha shatravas sarve. So when these things go away from us. That is, when we become unfortunate, when misfortune falls on us, when we become in a situation where we are expecting somebody else's paropakaraha, somebody else's help we are expecting, then shatravas sarve. When we are not able to provide for others, when we have stopped providing for others, when we cannot do anything which helps others, when we become helpless ourselves, then everybody turns their head away from us. Shatravas sarve. So they all become our, as though they are our enemies, or as though we have become their enemies, they may run away from us. So this is the very fickle-minded nature of various people in this world that is being pointed out, with the idea not to accuse somebody else. This is the nature of the world. Our mind should realize this is the nature of the world and give up our attachment towards them. So here, these verses may point out some, truths also. So these things may have happened in our lives also, but this should not be used to accuse other people. It is very important. We should always remember the goal of studying the Vedanta, the goal of studying the PRABODHA SUDHAKARA is not to give accusation or create a sense of hatred in our mind towards others. Even if we may have such hatred, we must give it up. We must give it up. It is not to promote hatred that these things is being talked about. Of course, it is important to remember that these verses is being told by Bhagavad Pada, is being written by Bhagavad Pada for us to realize the nature of the world and give up our dependency upon the world. Our mental dependency upon the world we have to give up. So it doesn't mean tomorrow we just read this verse and tomorrow immediately we call up all those people who claim to be our well-wishers and say that you are not my well-wisher, you are only here because I am able to provide you help. So, not to accuse anybody, either in our own mind or directly to others. This is not the point. The point being told is that don't put your own mind in a scenario, put your own mind in a sort of a confined space that continuously depends upon others for your own mental happiness, your own mental peace. Your peace of mind should be independent of whether other people are helping you or not. Your peace of mind should be completely free from dependency upon the world and various objects and people in the world. This is the purport of the verse. This is the meaning that we have to take from the verse. Cogitate upon these verses in light of whatever the Vedantic goals are, and then proceed towards the goal. Don't proceed more in a worldly way. Don't sort of engender some feelings of guilt or hatred towards anybody else. Engender feelings of love towards everybody, but come out from attachment. Love everybody, but come out from the attachment. This is the idea. Next verse we will read. Ashnanti chet anudinam vandina iva varnayanti samtrittaha tachet vitradinantaram abhinindantaha prakupyanti. In continuation of the previous verse, a more specific example is being told here. Anudinam ashnanti chet vandina iva varnayanti samtrittaha. So what does this mean? Anidinam ashnanti chet. Suppose one is providing food to other people every day. One is able. This is that fortunate thing which was talked about in the previous verse. If fortune, if fortune is with us, if we are wealthy enough to provide support for other people, anudinam, every day we are able to provide support. So in this case, food is being provided to other people, and other people are coming and eating that food. Anudinam ashnanti chet. Vandina iva varnayanti samstriptaha. So those who have ate well, those who have partaken their food from us, which we provided, they will praise us to sky limits. They will praise us to no limits whatsoever. They will say that we are the great Mahatmas, or they might say that we are, there is no more dharmika person beyond us, or they might even say that we are so blessed people that we are receiving the food from you who is such a great soul, and they may even say you are a great Mahatma in terms of doing dharma, and you will get a good janma later. Bhagavan will shower a lot of blessings upon you, and so on. They may say all these kinds of pleasant verses, but the source or the reason for those pleasant verses is not because we are so great, or they know that we are so great, or we are blessed, or we are Mahatmas or anything like that. It is because their tummies have been filled up with the food. That is the reason why they feel a sense of obligation towards us. The feeling of obligation or the feeling of praise to others is not coming because of the true, genuine observation of guna in somebody else. It is coming because our tummies are filled up. That is the reason. How do you know this is the reason? Suppose tachet tachet द्वित्रदिनान्तरम् अभिनिन्दन्तः prakupyanti. So suppose dvidinantaram, suppose it stops, suppose this activity stops. Which activity stops? This providing food to others, providing support to others activity stops. Dvitra dinantaram. So even if there is a small interval of 2 or 3 days, dvitra dinantaram, even there is a small interval of 2 or 3 days, then immediately the same people who are eating, who are coming to our place and eating the food and praising us and so on, abhinindantaha prakupyanti, the same people will start shouting at us, or the same people will start talking in front of us as well as behind us, to others, something bad about us, right? With a lot of hatred or anger or dissatisfaction. They might say that this person was providing to us food, don't know what happened. So he might have changed. That is the way the people are in this world. So like that, they may start, contorting what is maybe real fact, which may be with us, some real situation that we may going through, that may be told to others, not as it is, but with a sense of great hatred, and maybe with a sense of misunderstanding, maybe with a sense of dissatisfaction, saying that this person, he was providing food to others. Until that time, he was okay. Don't know now what happened. This person has stopped providing the food. He must be feeling, he must become selfish like everybody else. He must be, he must have fallen into bad company. I thought he was a dharmika. He was providing food, but he was not. Now today, they have stopped providing food. So what is the reason? Nobody knows. Like that, the stories, the various stories may start coming out, reflecting upon the mind of the people who are telling these stories in a negative light. Right. So this is a fickle nature of the people around us. Right? As long as the person is able to help them, the person is viewed as a good person, and the person will be, the person will be associated with. One feels pride about associating with such a person, right? From whom one is getting favors. The moment the favors stop, everybody goes away. Everybody starts talking ill about the person. Everybody starts talking with a sense of, dissatisfaction, or sense of hatred about that person, and so on. So such things happen in the world. These observations are made by Bhagavad, and we have to reflect upon the observations and understand that neither praise nor the hatred, right? Neither the good intentioned words or the bad intentioned words, neither of them are coming because of our own reasons, our own nature. They may be coming only because of the way the way people depend upon us for their own satisfaction. The moment we are not able to satisfy others, then they also feel that we have been cheated by the other people. We have been cheated by this person on whom we were depending for such a long time. So their nature towards us may turn from good nature towards a bad nature. So keeping this in mind, don't become attached to anybody in this world. Love everybody, but don't become attached. Provide help to everybody as long as you can. Do it because that is the dharma. Do it because that is what has to be done. Do it as a seva to Bhagavan. Do it as karma yoga. All these things are okay. But don't do it because you want other people to have a good view towards you. That is very difficult to maintain. It is not possible. So therefore, you should not become attached to other people. This is the message which is being given by Bhagavad Pada. Telling this, let us go to the next verse. Turbhara jathara nimittam samuparjayitum pravartate chittam lakshavadhi bhavittam tataphyalabhyam kapartika matram. Verse onwards, Bhagavad Pada has started talking about the futile attempt to acquire wealth, acquire objects in the world, maintain the objects in the world, the difficulty in doing so, and the various sufferings that ensue in acquiring and maintaining objects in the world. So this is what is being talked about in the next few collection of verses. So what is already completed was the relationships, various relationships. That part is over. Now the attraction towards wealth is being discussed here. So durbhara jarthara nimittam samuparjayitum pravartate chittam. You see, pravartate chittam. So the mind is working. Chittam pravartate. So the mind is doing lots of actions. When the mind is thinking, then the body can start to do actions, right? So the actions originate first in the mind. So the mind has to, the gears have to start rolling. They have to start turning in the mind first. So various thoughts are generated. There is a circus of thoughts in the mind. For what purpose the circus of thoughts? Durbhara jatara nimittam samuparjayitam. So for the sake of acquiring wealth, for the sake of acquiring food, and for the sake of placating the mind which has lots of desires, durbhara jathar nimittam. So nimittam means for the sake of, durbhara jathar means to provide for this stomach. The stomach may here jathara means stomach. Stomach may stand for both the mind as well as the body. Durbhara, that stomach is not a normal stomach. It is a stomach. It is a kind of a part. It is a part which is so large that it is never getting filled. So durbhara means what? It never gets filled. That kind of a mind one has, it never gets satisfied. The ever unsatisfied mind. One desire after another desire after another desire comes and goes and comes and goes and comes and goes. There is no stoppage to the flow of desires. No matter how many desires are satisfied, there is one more desire to have. So this is the nature of the mind. This is the nature of the stomach also. Once eaten, you are not satisfied. Again, you have to eat. And not only one type of item, one is not satisfied. More types of items, new types of items, ever interested in placating the stomach. For this reason, durbhara jathara nimittam, for this reason, samuparjayitam, so samyak uparjayitam, so I have to gain lot of wealth, I have to acquire lot of wealth, I have to gain lot of wealth. For this reason, pravartate chittam pravartate, the mind is starting to turn around and do lots of actions, thinking, and therefore the body is also involved in this process after the mind is involved in the process. Lakshavadhi bahuvittam. So multiple, lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of, or crores and crores and crores of money, is crores of wealth is collected by this individual by doing all these activities. Bahuvittam, lakshavadhi bahuvittam. Tathapi, even though so many crores of money is collected, tathapi alabhyam kapratika matram. In spite of this, one feels as though one has not gained even a penny. One has not gained even a single shell. A small seashell also one has not gained. Kapartika matram api alabhyam. It is so difficult to gain. Even if one gains, one feels as though one has not gained it. So alabhyam is, it is so very difficult. It is very difficult to gain such wealth. And then we will also see, even if one gains such wealth, the person is always feeling that not enough has been gained. Not enough. Still more I want. Still more I want. There is no stoppage to the desire for acquiring more and more. This is what is being told here. So beware of the desire for gaining wealth. Don't give unbridled freedom to that desire. Control, restrain that desire. Tell your own mind that wealth is not the be all end all of things. Therefore, constantly putting effort for gaining wealth as though it is the only goal of life, as though it is something which is the ultimate goal of life, as though it is very, very important. These things are things which one should pay very attention to and avoid. Restrain the mind. Continuing. लब्धश्चेत् अधिकोऽर्थः पत्न्यादीनां भवेत् स्वार्थः नृपचोरतो अप्यनर्थः तस्मात् द्रव्योद्यमो व्यर्थः. Beautiful verse. Suppose, so previous verse told, it may be very difficult to gain such wealth because lot of effort is involved, one may not even be capable. Now Acharya Bhagavad is saying, even if suppose one gains this kind of wealth, there may be so many issues will start to come. The moment wealth enters our realm, our responsibility, it enters our sense of mindness. So many people will get attached to us and start to create issues towards that wealth because of that wealth. What kind of issues? Labdhaschet adhikortah. Suppose adhika arthaha labdhaha. Suppose such wealth, large wealth is gained, great sense of wealth is gained, then ched, if that happens, then patnyadina bhavet swarthaha. So one's close family like spouse and others will start to usurp that wealth. This may feel like something a kind of a very strange thing that Bhagavad is pointing out. After all, I am gaining wealth not only for myself, for my family also. Patnyadinam bhavet swartaha. But normally when the person who is gaining the wealth, puts efforts and gains the wealth, one has a feeling of attachment towards that wealth. One may say, for instance, that we ourselves feel, for instance, that this money I have put so much, this wealth I have put so much effort and I have gained. So I may distribute out of my own accord, but somebody else cannot come and say, even it may be my close family, but they cannot come and say that this belongs to me. As though they have gained that wealth, they cannot come and say, but that happens in the world. It does happen in the world that other people have a sense of mindness. They have a sense of mamakara towards that wealth which we have put effort and gained. Patnyadina bhavet swartha. The wealth becomes somebody else's. That the moment you lose that sense of belongingness with the wealth, and it becomes it is treated as belonging to somebody else, you get a feeling of sorrow in your mind. That is the thing, that is a problem. Then what else? Drupa chorataha api anartaha bhavet. So it also becomes this wealth which belongs to us. If it remains in the family, at least it is okay, but there may also be people who are beyond the family, we may be interested in that wealth. Whom are these people? Drupa. So the king, that is the government of that area, where you are living, they may also be interested in that wealth. One example for it is tax, income tax and so on. So people, you may have to pay some tax for using the public services, etc. just by the government, because the government has to run. From their point of view, it is okay. But from your point of view, it is your effort which is being taken away. That wealth is gained by your effort, then you have to give that wealth. So this becomes a very painful thing for many people. Paying income tax become painful thing for many people. Then what other ways? Chorataha. So because of the those who steal this wealth away from us, the thieves are coming in various forms and various kinds. So they may not be looters. They may be people who are just usurping our wealth in various ways, in various unethical and illegal ways. All those people come under the category of the chora, that is the thieves. So the person has to be afraid of the government and thieves and such people who make this wealth, which is artha, into anartha. So the one which we treated as our wealth becomes not our wealth, because these are taken away by the government, taken away by the thieves, and so on. So tasmat dravyodhyamo vyartaha. So what is the summary here? The two verses summary for the two verses. So because the so much trouble, if this wealth is gained by us, but it never remains with us. So if it never remains with you, how can you say it is your wealth? And therefore, what about the effort which was put? The dravyodhyamaha means what? The effort which was put to gain the wealth. How can you think that the effort is useful effort? That useful, it was useless. That effort was useless because now the wealth is being usurped away. It is being removed from us by various means, and therefore this effort is not useful at all. It is a useless effort. So the dravyodhyamaha, the effort to put only exclusively to the to gain the wealth, to increase your wealth, that effort with that goal in mind, if it was put, then this is vyartha. It is a useless effort because the wealth doesn't remain with us. We cannot enjoy it. So therefore it is useless. Continuing, अन्यायम् अर्थभाजं पश्यति भूपोध्वगामिनं चौरः पिशुनो व्यसनप्राप्तिं दायादानां गणः कलहम्. What Bhagavad Padal is talking about here is the various sufferings which are or the various fears that are encountered, the various fears that are experienced by the wealthy people when they acquire wealth and when they want to maintain it. What are the kinds of problems here? Acharya Bhagavad Padal is saying, Bhupaha anyayam arthabhajam pashyati. So when the wealthy person or when the person gains wealth by some illegal, inappropriate methods, so those kind of methods also exist in the world to gain the wealth. When you gain the wealth by that such illegal, unethical, inappropriate methods, the Raja, the Dharmika ruler, the appropriate governmental people, they are waiting for you to they are waiting to catch you. They are waiting to catch you. They are waiting to put a criminal case against you. Anyayam arthabhajam pashyati. They are looking at you. Income tax officials are observing the way you are collecting the income and not paying the income tax. So this is being observed. So bhupaha pashyati. Kim pashyati? Anyayam arthabhajam pashyati. Then adhvagaminam chauraha. So when the person is going on some journey, during that time the thieves are looking at you. When you are carrying the wealth with you, they are looking to steal the wealth from you. So when the money is being transferred from one point to another, this is when the thieves are alert, and they know that in between, if they just catch, and they will be able to sort of take that wealth away from the people. So the wealthy person has to be very careful when moving money from one place to another place. If the thieves are waiting to steal that money from this person, to steal the wealth from this person, and so on. So the person has to be very worried about these people. The wealthy man has to be worried about these people, the thieves. Then pishunaha vyasana praptim pashyati. So what does this mean? Vyasana prapti means what? When the wealthy man has fallen sick or undergoes a lot of suffering, physical suffering, let us say, then the Pishunaha are looking at that. Oh, when this person will die. What is Pishunaha? Those people who are possessed of a very negative sense of mind, who want to, the usurpers, those people who are ready to grab, the grabbers of the wealth. They are adharmic people. So these people are waiting and waiting. So when this person will die, so that I can grab the wealth and this wealth that this person will leave. So these people may be around us also. They may be, some of them, if you are unfortunate, some of them may be our family members also. They may be among our close friends also. We don't know, right? So these people may be waiting when this person will die and when we can take over that wealth. So the wealthy man, the wealthy person has to be afraid or be scared of these kind of people also. Dayadana ganaha kalaham pashyati. So those people who are our dayadana ganaha means what? Who are our close relatives, who belong to our family, the extended family, These people are always waiting to create a lot of troubles within our close family, so that we may lose our state of mind, so that our wealth will go away from us. So they are interested to create a lot of kalaha, that is disturbances, so that our mind will never be at peace, and therefore our ability to retain our wealth will also go away. So this kind of sufferings have to be undergone, this kind of fears have to be experienced by any person who is very wealthy, and any person who has a certain quantum of money experiences one or other of these feelings. So now let us go on to the next verse. Pataka bharair anekairatham samuparjayanti rajanaha ashvamatangaj hetoho pratikshanam nashyate soarthaha. So this is mainly with respect to the maintenance of the wealth. So suppose suppose a very wealthy person has gained a lot of wealth, and just that wealth does not remain as it is. Just in terms of maintaining the huge enterprise that this person has created, in order to gain that wealth, in order to project his power in the world, the wealth has to be spent, and it goes away from this person continuously. So that is the idea here. So Rajanaha, so the Rajas, that is the great people, the great rulers, those who are extremely wealthy because of their huge kingdom, because of a large enterprise or a large institution, some kind of thing they have built and they have created. They are wealth creators in the society. They have created a lot of wealth and they are able to run the business. They have gained the money. They are running the business, but just in maintaining the business, in maintaining that enterprise they have created, they are going to lose that wealth. So Rajanaha Pataka Bharair Anekaihi Artham Samuparjayanti. So by various means, some of them may be ethical, many may be unethical also, many may be very difficult also, by various methods. Pataka Bharir Anekaihi Artham Samuparjayanti. By various such methods, positive, negative, everything is included, illegal, legal, everything is included. All these kinds of methods are used by the Rajas, that is the kings, to create the wealth. Samuparjayanti, Artham Samuparjayanti. They have created a lot of wealth. They are wealth creators in the society. They are wealth gainers in the society. So this is their nature. By in the process of gaining wealth, they also gained a lot of power, and they have established some enterprise. Ashwamatangaja hetoho. So this is the enterprise. What is the enterprise for the Rajas? Their armies. Ashwa, Matangaja, that is the elephant army or the horse army. In maintaining all of these hetoho, because of all these things, pratikshanam nashyate, so arthaha. That artha becomes destroyed every minute, every second it is destroyed for maintaining this large enterprise of army or something like that. The large institution which is under these rajas, for maintaining the institution itself, this wealth has to be expended. So the wealth which is gained continuously is lost. When the wealth is continuously lost, if the person sits peacefully, I have gained all the wealth. Can I sit peacefully? No, because I have to gain more to manage my enterprise. So that is why the desire for gaining, the effort put in gaining lot of wealth never goes away. The person cannot remain peaceful. More money you get, the more you have to struggle to keep it working, keep it in the loop, keep maintaining that level. That is the problem. That is the problem. That is the defect of gaining wealth. More wealth implies more effort to gain more wealth. More wealth implies more effort to maintain that level of wealth. That is where this issue comes. So these are all the problems which is being talked about one by one. Next verse we will see. Rajyantara Rajyantarabhigamanad Ranabhangan Manti Bhritya Doshatva Visha Shastra Gupta Ghatan Bhagnash Chintaranave Bhupaha. So Bhupaha Chintaranave Magnaha. This is the summary of the entire discussion regarding the wealth and desire to create wealth and the problems of the wealthy people. Bhupaha, those people who are extremely wealthy, even the rulers of this earth, even the great kings upon this earth, who are the greatest of the wealthiest of the wealthiest of the wealthiest on this earth, they are all deeply worried. They remain immersed in the forest of worry. They remain confused and what do you say, lost in the forest of worries. Chintaranave magnaha. For what reason they are doing, for what reason they are in that situation, the reasons are told, various reasons, summary of all the reasons. Rajyantarabhigamanat. So when another king, or they may be sent out from their kingdom, from one kingdom to another kingdom, they are banished. It is like, a big industry is created by a person, and suddenly another great person, another even bigger industrialist comes and chases this person away from that industry, and says that you have to quit tomorrow, takes over. That is a takeover of the company, and says, I am firing you tomorrow. Because of this reason, the person, the the, the the owner of the company himself may be worried. Right? Rajyantara Gamanat. This is one reason. So Antara, different Rajya, the person has to go. That is from one Rajya where he made the kingdom, from one company which he built. The one company which he built, and he became the greatest wealth creator for that company, and he owns that company. Because of the takeover of that company by somebody else, he has to move, and he is left penniless, or he is left institutionless. Because of that reason, uh, this person may be worried. Then Ranabhangat, this person may be fighting. That is the king, or the institution leader may undertake efforts to overcome some attack by some other institution leader, attack by some other king, attack by from some other kingdom, and in that process of defending, that person may lose the war, they lose the fight. Whatever, it may be a legal fight. In today's terms, it may be a legal fight, or it may be a governmental takeover or something like that. Some institution or some individual against the institution that we have built is filing a case upon us, or is undertaking governmental proceedings, legal proceeding upon, against that company that we have created, against the institution we have created. Now in this legal battle, one may fail, one may get defeated. So therefore, the worries come to that person, whether I will get defeated in such a battle, or the people who are there within one's own company, like people who are there within one's own institution, those people whom we feel they are my advisors, they are people who work with me, they may have some defects, or they may have some negative attitude towards us. So because of that also, this person has to be very careful. This owner of that company, the Raja here, the Bhupa here, has to be very careful and very afraid for these people also. So Mantri Bhritya Doshadva. Mantri means what? The ministers, that is one's own advisors. Bhritya means what? The employees, right? The various people who work for me, they may also have some ill feeling towards me. They may also not desire for my my welfare. They may be traitors. They may give up my company for their own selfish purposes, or they may have faults of themselves which they are not aware of. Because of that, the wealth goes away from me. So that may also be a reason. Then what are the other reasons? Visha Shastra Gupta Ghatan. Visha Shastra Gupta Ghatat. So Visha, that is poison. Shastra is some weapon or arrow or something like that, some weapon because of which one is, one's physical health is damaged. Because of these various reasons, the poison or the damage of the physical health also, the king is very much worried. The person is very much worried. What will happen if something happens to me? Who will take care of my wealth? I will not be able to enjoy it, and so on. Or Gupta Ghatat. This is also another reason. So Gupta Ghatha means what? Because of some internal physical ailment. This Visha and Shastra coming from outside. Gupta Ghatha is coming from inside. My own ill health it could be, or something which has been mixed in my body by mistake, and that has entered me, and it is causing internal injury. Because of these reasons also, the king may be worried what will happen to the kingdom, what will happen to my wealth, and so on. In modern terms, we can say, there may be various internal difficulties. One's own family, there may be difficulties. One's, for which, there may also be physical threats given to that person because of the power that he wields, because of the money that he commands. Ambani or whatever, these people, when they walk on the roads, they cannot go just as it is. They have to have bodyguards. Why do they need to have bodyguards? Because people are waiting to, cause them physical damage if they don't go without bodyguards, because of the power that they hold. They may be billionaires or millionaires, whatever, trillionaires or whatever, but the moment you gain, extreme power or extreme wealth in the society, then uh, you become a person who can face threats. Various kinds of threats may come to you. You have to always be afraid. You need to have bodyguards. You need to check what is being put in your food, all that. No powerful person can travel without security. This we remember, that is enough. So because of all these reasons, there is a feeling of suffering, the fear in the person's mind. So the person, the wealthy person, therefore always remains in this state of fear, in this state of restlessness, in the state of disturbance. Even though the pleasures involved in gaining wealth, after gaining wealth, the comforts may be momentary, but majority is given towards the difficulties and the sufferings of this type, of the mental type. This is the problem. So having this in mind, let us remember that wealth cannot be the goal of human life. Wealth is only a very small stepping stone. It is it's just a small tool for doing dharma. It has nothing to do with moksha or anything. It has nothing to do with our parama purushartha. Our parama purushartha, our main goal in life is cannot be wealth. Even our secondary goal cannot be wealth. Our tertiary goal may be wealth, that is only to do dharma in the world. For Vedanta Vichara, for Vedanta sadhakas, even this tertiary goal business also has to be given up. One cannot, as much as possible, try to remain away from wealth. That is why in the for doing Vedanta Vichara, the traditionally sannyasa is recommended. So what is sannyasa? Give up all the relationships formally, give up the wealth formally, and maintain a very simple way of life without involving with the world, without involving with objects of the world, without involving with people. Just maintain a very simple way of life. Whatever is necessary for survival of the body, only that you keep. All the other time, all the other effort you devote only for the Vedanta Vichara. So this is the message which Acharya Bhagavad Pada is giving us, and with this message we are concluding the Vishayaninda Prakaranam in this meeting. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.